I didn't understand what you said. What did you say?
The NAU, this NAU team is 6-1 against your last 3 home opener opponents from the Big Sky Conference. So do you expect a better game from them this time around?
Yeah, I expect a good game from them. I didn't even know that. I don't look at all that stuff. I mean, we just know that we've studied the film and looked at them. Obviously, I know their coaches. I know their coaching staff. Do a great job. Very well coached, and they've got talent. You know, Butler kid at wide receivers is a very dominating receiver, and then they've got him and Case, the quarterback. They've got this. Just kind of know where the ball is going to be located deal, and they're very explosive. The strength of their team's their offense and their offensive explosiveness, and they're very, very formidable opponents. So I don't really look at who's our common opponents or anything like that. This is all about this year. Last year doesn't matter, or 2 years ago or whatever. I know one thing, we have a lot of respect for them and the job that they do. They're picked to be one of the best teams in the country in their division, and picked to be the best in their conference. So, and they'll be highly motivated, and they're very capable. They got a quarterback that is, I'm very, very impressed with Cookus, and he's a guy that operates very, very well, can move, extend plays, and had a lot of success. I mean, their game against Arizona last year, they threw the ball with a lot of success, had a lot of explosive plays, and so we're concerned about our team and this year, and figured out a way to go win.
Coach, just want to get your thoughts on who's going to be the starting quarterback for the game and why.
We've got obviously the 2 guys that we have a lot of confidence in, and I don't know, we probably won't do anything, but letting Coach Lindsey kind of let me know when he wants to do that, and so our team knows who our guy is. We'll run out there with the starting lineup, and we've got 2 guys that we got a lot of confidence in with Manny and Brady, and then a young quarterback that will be our 3rd guy, Dylan Sterling Cole, that is extremely talented and has had a great camp. So, that's where we're at, and we'll announce it when we get ready.
One of their NAU's coaches, Aaron Pflugrad, worked under you in kind of a support role. What did you see from him during that time when he was helping out?
A lot of respect for Aaron. A tremendous person. His background, he's a coach's kid. Obviously a former Sun Devil, a guy that was an unbelievable competitor on the field. Same way as a coach. You look and see just what kind of job he's done with the receivers there. It's pretty phenomenal. He's doing a great job with them, and very proud of him and what he's been able to accomplish, and a young man I got a lot of respect for.
Todd, you mentioned NAU's offensive capability, Butler and Cookus and Elijah Marks.
Marks is a good one, 3.
Yeah, so how do you feel about your secondary going into this season, given that this is maybe a little better test than a lot of,
Yeah, I mean, I've got confidence in our guys. I mean, we've got to obviously know the things we've got to be better at, and but we got to come in and execute. And the biggest thing you got to do is a lot of people look at games like this. This team is, they put up a lot of numbers and yards last year against Arizona in I think week 3 or 2, and that's the big thing for us is we got to go out there and take care of the football. We got to go out and be physical about what we're doing and do a great job, performing at a high level. That's what I want to see. I want to see our guys perform at a high level. But they got some talent. They're going to catch some passes, and they're going to have some plays because they're very talented. A little bit unknown about their transfer receivers and things like that, but they're very capable, and their quarterback is. He's very, very talented in how he locates the ball, and they're very, very formidable as far as what they can do. So for our guys, I mean, I got confidence in our guys. Our guys got to go out. It's game time. It's time to go at it, and we got to go out and be disciplined and every single play be better than the play before. And so that's our whole deal. But I've got confidence in our guys.
Todd, at one point, Keith Patterson said that A.J. Latu was one of the more improved players in the program. What have you seen from him just this past 4 weeks?
I always tell him he's one of my favorite players on defense. Just the passion from which he plays. He's very tenacious. He's a starter. He'll be a guy. Him and Karan will both start at the devil position, and he's a guy that just brings it with passion. Very smart player, very physical player, a guy that loves this game.
Coach, obviously every year brings its own set of circumstances with it, but did you feel, looking back to last year when you played another FCS opponent, Cal Poly, that maybe was an indication for some struggles that followed later on in the year?
No, I don't. I think it had a lot to do with their scheme. And it did impact us because we got some people hurt because of that scheme. That triple option wishbone is a challenge. And it wasn't. I don't really look at things like that. Because we had just because that game was a game we struggled. It had more to do with their scheme, and they were really good at executing that scheme. That scheme's very difficult. It's a very, very difficult scheme. But we had opportunities. You got to win the close football games, and so you can't take anybody for granted. You got to go out and you got to play. And the key to winning a championship and accomplishing the goals that we want to accomplish is getting better every week. That's the key. I want to go out and perform well. I want to go out. Number one, I want to go out and win. That's the number one objective, and make sure the things that we're going into this season that we want to focus on is turnover ratio. Minimizing the big play, cheap ones, and so and then we want to be aggressive and be physical, and we talk about speed, physicality, and finish. So that's what we're looking for. We want to get out there and figure out a way to win the football game. But I didn't think that after that game. I thought it was more about that game. But that game did. We lost Armand in that game, and that was something that was not very it wasn't very helpful. But their scheme was different. It was a different deal.
Anyone else?
Todd Maney said a few weeks ago he talked about how much he had matured since he arrived in the program. Manny Wilkins.
Manning. Oh yeah, Manning.
Where have you seen that?
Well, he would tell you. I mean, I can still remember him coming in as a freshman. I mean, obviously, that's the most immature you're going to be when you come in as a freshman. But he's matured a great deal. A guy that, and the biggest thing I would point to is his academics. Look at what he's doing academic. I think he had a 3.6 or so GPA last semester, and has really matured and just works hard. There's a standard with those quarterbacks. You look at both he and Brady and Bryce and the guys that have come before him have left a really strong legacy on what it takes to be a quarterback here, and it's leading by your actions on the field, off the field, and in the classroom. So that's where I've seen the most maturity from him.
Coach, as far as Marcus Ball and then the dynamic between him and Tyler Wiley at the Spur position, could you envision there being a platoon there or getting even time?
Well, they're different. They're different. Marcus is obviously what we consider more of a Sam linebacker, and they both play that Spur position, and I see both of them playing.
Could you just talk about with Gonzalez and Hawk back now going into their last year, how important that is to have, quality guys that have been proven at those positions? Yeah,
I mean, obviously Zane's had a tremendous career. We want to be obviously a team that scores points, and so he's been a great point scorer for us, and having that type of kicker on our kickoffs was big last year for us. I think it helped tremendously with our coverage. I think he led the country in touchbacks last year, and that is huge. That's a huge stat. Matt, obviously, I guess both those guys are 4-year starters. That went by pretty quick. But really proud of them, and those guys are leaders in the kicking game. And I think that's the one of the things that we feel like we made strides last year. We need to be more. We want to be 100% efficient in making those field goals. When they're 40, 47, 48 in. And so that's something we want to improve upon this year. The touchbacks were incredible. I think Hawk was one of the best in the country. I think pinning the team inside their 20 as well as in punting. So we feel like we could be even better this year with Tim White and Kalen Balaj and the returners that we have. We've got a lot of potential. Obviously, this first game, it's real important in special teams that we're alert early in the season, for surprise onsides or fake punts and things like that. We've worked hard to do that and being prepared. But Coach Slocum's done a great job, I think, in his first year, and we want to build upon that. We want to be the best in the country and the best in the conference in special teams, and with those guys gives us an opportunity to compete to do that.
Anybody else?
Coach, I just want to get your thoughts on Salamo's move to cornerback and how that'll impact the secondary.
Who?
Salamo Fiso.
Cornerback.
Yeah, did he get moved to the secondary?
No. He plays linebacker.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Thanks, guys.